All right, hey everybody, we're doing the live group drawings for the RSL Revival Season 1 groups. I'm Gemini, of course, and so we're going to get this going. We're going to see what types of players we're going to get. We've got everyone seated correctly. We've got 16 wonderful players, and we're going to have 2 pools of those players split up between these groups. So how we're going to do this is I have 2 pools of players. The first pool is the top 8 for Ligalek rankings, and so I've got all their names wonderfully on these pieces of paper, all folded up and put into this wonderful bowl. That is how we're going to be doing this. And so the other 8 players are in the other group of random papers that I have all folded up, and those will be done in just a moment. So we'll be doing a snake order for this. So the first player of each group over here, which is right here wonderfully, they will be pulled from this pool of players first. So we get the first player for each group first, and then what we will do is we will be doing the second and third for each group from the bottom 8 pool of players, from these ones over here, okay? And then the final person from each group will be back from the top 8 pool of players. So we do the first 4 from the higher seeded ones, the second and third from the lower seeded ones, and then the final from the higher seeded pool yet again. So that's how it's going to work, and it'll be snake order from group A all the way down to group D. So that's how we're going to do it. So yeah, let's just get started right away so we can see exactly who ends up being in all these different groups. So here is the wonderful pool of all the different players. I'm going to shuffle this up. I'm going to not look, close my eyes as I pick each one of these, one at a time. All right. Here's our first one. And our first player is going to be Cure coming in for Group A. So let's put Cure up on here. I have to do this in Photoshop a little bit here as we're doing this, so give me a moment to do that. Excellent. Bop. Perfect. Kira's up. All right. Let's get our second one here. Okie dokie. All right. Second one's going to be Hero coming on in for Group B. So Hero's going to be joining the second group, while Cure is, of course, going to be in the first one. Let's change that. Excellent. All right. Get the next one going here. No Cyril. Oh, it's Cyril. So sorry. I'm doing this live in my Twitch chat as well, so I'm responding to some of the Twitch comments. So yeah, Cyril will be picked for Group C, to the dismay of someone in chat that was just wishing that didn't happen. But too bad. They will be split up nice and evenly. It would have been cool to have Cyril play against Hero, perhaps in the first group or something like that, but they will have to wait for the playoffs and have to wait to get there. All right, now our final first seeded player is going to be... Ooh, also Rainer. So the 2 top Zergs of Europe are actually going to be split up for now. Kind of cool, actually. Don't mind that. All right, there goes Rainer up there. All right, so these 4 players are now done. These are the ones that I just did, Cyril and all of them. So they are all picked. And these, oops, sorry, I just hit the mic. These 4 players that are not put in just yet, they are going to be put to the side, and we'll come back to these ones later. I'm going to put them over here. And now we get the lower seeded players, the other bottom 8, and they're going to be getting put on in here. Whop. So these ones will be getting put in as well. So this I should have said as well before, the top 8 seeds are Cyril, Clem, Hero, Rainer, Beyond, Cure, Classic, Solar. The bottom 8 grouped players are Showtime, Shin, Zaun, Spirit, Scarlet, Cham, Percival, SOS. So that is the pool of players that we are now going to be pulling from. We're going to be doing the second and the third picks for each group, and then we'll go back to the top seeded ones to round it out to make it kind of cool and hype. So here we go. Let's get the first player or the second player, I should say, for Group A. Oh, and that's going to be Percival. Uh-oh. Percival getting put actually in a TVT. That's actually not bad for him. Percival is kind of a TVT specialist, I think. He's actually not too bad at the matchup. So of all things, to get a another Terran in the group, it's probably not the worst for him. Just get this updated. Boop. There we go. All right, Percival's all good. All right, who's going to be playing against Hero? Well, maybe against Hero, assuming the group goes the way in that way. Who's going to be in the group of Hero? It will be... It's going to be SOS. Oh, no. Oh, my God. The mirror matchups coming in hot here. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. That's going to be a fun one, actually. That is a fun group coming up right there. Oh, my God. That has some potential to be quite spicy. That is some very good spice potential. All right, Group C. Second player will be... Shin. So the mirror matchups just continuing. Good Lord. Oh my God. Mirror matchups everywhere. I feel like that could be interesting as well. I'm not entirely sure how good Shin's ZVZ is, though, but a good old Korea versus Europe match could be cool. All right, now let's get our second player for Group D. Scarlet. I swear I'm not doing those numbers. My eyes are closed. You can see it. Oh my God. All right. Mirrors in every single one. That's incredible. It's not rigged. It's not rigged. I'm showing you the ball. My eyes are closed. All right, here we go. So it's still gonna keep with the lower pool of players. And so the third player from each group will be put into the pools now from this group of players. I'm not doing this, okay? I'm not doing this. This Spirit goes in with the other Terrans. This is wild. How is this even happening? That's actually insane. I'm not doing this. You can see how completely randomized it is. I'm just randomly picking. Holy moly. Oh my God. Tasteless and all the other ones are gonna like look at the final groups and just be like, Gemini, what the hell are you doing? Alright, third player in Group B. I swear to God, if this is Showtime, I'm gonna lose my mind. It's Zaun. Jesus. Oh my God. This is the most insane thing I've ever seen. I can't even believe this. How is this possible? Holy moly. zone. Holy moly. I swear. Okay. Well. Battle Royales have better RNG? I know, right? It's 2 other ones left. Swear to God. And it's Jam. Oh my goodness. Actually unreal. Which means the final player to be brought in is going to be Showtime. So finally there will be a non-mirror matchup in any of the groups. Oh my goodness. That is insane. Clap non-mirror, indeed. Oh my goodness. Oops. Sorry, I'm trying to get the file to work. There we go. All right. So all these players are now done. Go over there. Now we have the final 4 of the top 8 pool being put on in. And there is the final 4. So now we get to see so who's left? We've got Beyond did not get picked yet. We've got Classic and Solar. Beyond, Classic, Solar. What did I just say? Classic, Solar, Beyond, Clem. All right, cool. I swear to God. Please, stop with the mirror matchups. Come on, RNG, let's go. Let's do it. Come on. Give me something. What do we got? No way. No, dude. How is this even happening? How is this even happening? Oh my God, we get GOM TVT again. Good Lord. Well, that's very interesting. Well, at least the playoffs will be interesting, huh? All right. Next. The last player of Group B is Clem. Oh God, all the Protosses are screaming as Clem gets put into Group B. So finally, some non-mirror match will be happening. But that is going to be a very interesting group. Clem, Hero, SOS, Zoun is wild, actually. Alright, did the players have the right to protest the groups? I don't think so. Alright, the final 2. Group C's final player will be... No way. It's... Oh my God. Good Lord. Solar. Oh, dude, the pros are gonna hate. They're gonna hate me. And of course, then the final one is Classic. Classic for Group D. Will Clem play Protoss? That's a good question. I'm not quite sure. That is a good question. I am not quite so sure. Alright, get this fixed up. Bop! So there it is. There's the groups for Season 1 of RSL. We've got quite a few of those mirror matchups. We've got a whole Terran group, we've got a whole Zerg group, and almost a whole Protoss group. Wow, that's, you couldn't ask for... You couldn't script that if you tried. I don't even know. That's just insane. The RNG worked out in that way, so, well, there you go. Some interesting groups. I mean, the TVT day will be very interesting, of course. I mean, that's actually... I don't even know. I feel like a lot of these players could get out. I mean, Percival could kind of do a little dark horse run in a bunch of TVTs. He's quite good at the matchup. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I mean, Spirit has a decent chance there as well, I feel. And then the Protoss group, Heroes Down, SOS Clem is also so strange. I feel like Clem could definitely just kind of burst his way out of here, and then it's kind of a free-for-all for the second, almost. Even though Hero's been doing so well, Zound could be decent. Although Zound's PvP could be a bit shaky here and there, so maybe not. And then SOS is just a wild card, who knows. And then the ZVZ group also is just totally wild. Cham could just kind of bring out some weirdness. We're going to have a lot of the Korea versus EU as well for the ZVZ memes against Serral. And then the final group is also interesting. I feel like both Zergs are going to hate having Classic in that group, though. Because Classic just kind of had some insane ZV or PVZ recently at DreamHack. That is very interesting. Wow, yeah, okay. Some very interesting groups. I mean, what are you going to say when you get that kind of a lineup with the mirror matchups just continually flooding out? But, oh well, that's what it is. Some definitely interesting matches, despite the lack of variety of matchups. But hopefully that does mean that the playoffs, at least, will be very interesting, of course, having a nice variety there. So lots of potential, of course, with these groups to have still a very fun series, fun season, I should say. So hopefully that's all going to be really good. So thank you guys for watching the RSL Revival Season 1 group drawing. Of course, if you are not yet subscribed to the Patreon, make sure to go check that out, patreon.com/ReviveSC2, and you can become a member. And if you are a stalker or above, I believe it is, you also get community vote points. So you can vote for different things. We just did the player vote to get SOS and Scarlet. They got voted in. They did not... some of them played in the qualifiers, of course, but then they also got voted in specifically to play it. So that was all from the community Patreon members doing that. And then we're also going to be doing a map poll as well. So Patreon members will be able to vote on some maps to be added in to the first season as well. So that's going to be super sick. So make sure you're all subscribed to the Patreon as well. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you later.